All right. Hello, everybody. How are you today? Let's get things started. So, today I want to keep things relatively simple. First, I kind of want to get rid of these. I feel like they're cute, but I don't really want them for this map, if that makes sense. I got birds and scatos flying around. It'll be fine, I think. And before I continue with the mushrooming, I wanted to put another little structure here and put the this on top of it. Yeah. So probably not a lot done today. I might not even do the mushrooms. I might keep it simple. But let's put on some music first. There's Zanger Marsh. Seems to be a tradition at this point, which is, you know, that's completely on me. Alright, so I'm gonna make one point around, probably here. Well, push it back maybe? Alright. Alright, and I think, how big do I want this to be? This is at 290. I have to move them in increments of 160. So I think this is 160 from the left one. That's too small, so let's make it double that. Which would be 3... Why am I failing math? 322. That should be correct. And this can stay the same. Copy this one. And so this would be 1,200, I believe. No. It must be 1,300 then. Yeah, that seems right. Alright. Alright, let's go. Oop, autosave. Let's go with that. And before this is done, I might try to insert more of these in various places, but we'll see. Just go ahead and carefully delete all of these. Go. And then we'll put this right in the middle. Have it face straight up. Good morning, Thomas. Oh, that's right. I have to do the height difference now. Let me save. Actually, let me make sure I have it correct with the props here. Today's agenda might be pretty small, I don't know, but I want to at least make this a raised section. Because it's hard to see bombing runs on these things when it's so I want to make the areas around this to be very visible, at least. This also makes it a little more clear to the player where the structure is while not really tipping off the AI. Which is kind of funny, but that's okay. Is this right? I think this is right. Oh yeah, it's got to be because it lines up perfectly. Okay, so this is good. Let's check the other one. And that's good too. All right. So what I need to do is just raise this to the level of 6. Oh, actually, I need to edit this video. Quick. This will just take a second. There we go. All right, let's go back to the video. All right. There we go. Sorry about that. Now, what I want to do is basically just raise this along. How's your day, Rez? Oh, I accidentally set it to 5 minutes instead of 1, but oh well. I hate that I have to do that manually each time. In short, bad. That's... well, it's not good. What happened? I mean, if you don't want to talk about it. Way better now. Okay, that is good. Ugh, my posture is terrible. Slide this along. I don't like doing this anymore. I used to enjoy the train work, but now it's just kind of tedious. Had my yearly migraine yesterday at work. Oh, that's not fun. Well, it makes it yearly, though. Slide this up. I don't just mean owie, my head hurts migraine. I mean like unable to move, screaming like a baby migraine. Jeez. I don't think I've ever had something that bad before. What did you do? Call in sick or go home sick after that? I mean, can you even travel at that point? Something with me since I was a teenager. Oh, that's not... well, that's pretty bad. I guess the ability to go home would depend on travel, how you commute to work. Or assuming you, because it's post-COVID, I mean, you could work at home. I suppose that is a common thing now. First sign is always partial vision loss. I raced home the minute my left eye lost vision. Oh, well I mean, at least you're ready for it. That's kind of scary though. But I guess we learn to live with terrible things. Let me, oh, yeah, that started way too loud. There we go. It just happens. Oh, there's nothing wrong with my head as far as I know. Your family. You're with my head as far as, yeah. This is pretty crazy though. Alright. Yeah, excuse me. There we go. I drown my sorrows in old video games, VTubers, and alcohol. You learn to cope. Yeah. Yeah. I tend to suffer from a lot of anxiety. And flashes of anger, but I think I've gotten better at handling that. We all get better as we take time to try. That's pretty good. Alright. Now this is a thing. I love this stuff, but like the problem is that the bombing run and bombardment markers won't appear on it. So I'm gonna try to like include more spaces that aren't like it. At least for the important things like this. The landing zones. I might try to see if I can fit something here. Actually, this might be easier than I thought, but let me check. Oh, yes. So, these ones go diagonal as opposed to these ones. So, I could have like one that's shaped like this. That seems pretty viable. Almost. That's yeah. That's true. Probably shouldn't put the machinery on this directly on the sand. I don't know how I'm gonna measure that. Maybe I should start with the diagonal stairs first. See how that looks. Witness Ultima. Witness. 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 Let's start by... Well, I don't need to clear out the mushrooms, but I'll do it anyway. Well, I'll clear them out just because I can put them back. And I'll delete these and just put one here to put them back. Okay, let's see. You know what? First, I want to grab that prop I love to use as a marker. Quick. Close everything. Oh, let's save, actually, because I did get something done. I might have to go back to Bogley Woods and do something like this as well. Alright. Let's start with a reference point of this. Seems good enough. Oh wait, I need something 160 away. Okay, that's not nearly far enough. I got me soup. Soup is good. Hello, Ryan. There we go. So here we go. You know what I kind of miss? I kind of miss cup of soup. Like, I could totally go get it anytime I want, but there's something about the cup of soup that we had in high school that just always felt like more of a treat, even though it was like just soup from a dispenser. My math is failing me horribly. Wait a minute, this is wrong. What am I doing? Witness or Tina. Oh my god, my math is awful right now. I should just grab one of these. Use it as a measurement. Stop confusing myself. This I can actually scoot over, I think, because it doesn't need to be. There we go. Just use this, plus this. Yes, almighty fury, guide us to victory. I'm waiting on some Chinese. I've never really had Chinese. Like, I mean, I have, but like, I've never like gotten takeout Chinese. I don't know if that's different from like sitting in a restaurant and ordering Chinese, but it's probably similar. It just never happened. My family never really did it, and I was just never really inclined to do it on my own. This is probably fine. It simply isn't done. Actually, you know what? I got something better. Wait, this is gonna go down. Oh. Ugh. Unless I... Ho 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 ho. Delightfully devilish. tacos, fat tacos, I eat fat tacos so big. Seymour. I was thinking that too. That's funny. Oh wow. When I worked as a barista, my favorite customers were either the ones that came like every day and always got the same thing, or the people that never had coffee before because they'd be like, "Oh, I don't know what I want," and I'd be like, "Let me help you." I don't know. I think I like the teaching. I'd be like, "Let me give you my opinions on coffee, and then you can make a weighted decision." I wish I had that kind of stability. I mean, I moved pretty much my whole life, so I didn't live in a small rural German village with less than 1,000 people, which I can't prove, but like I'm gonna assume that's where uh, Rayon lives, just for the hell of it. Let's see what else could we put on today. Put on some KOTOR music. That's always nice. Man, I'm fucking myself. I don't really know how to do this actually. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, okay. I live in a large Midwestern city, so the amount of food choice has always been high. Is it Chicago? I mean, I'm joking. Don't answer. Unless you want to, but... Am I doing this right? I'm mindfucking myself again. No! I was right. Cool. I mean, the Midwest is not known for its cities. Well, not the really big ones anyway. Not like coastal areas are. Coastal states, I should say. Oh, come on. Nope. Alright, my dog wants to leave the room. Let me save while this is going on. Okay. See if that is 0, then 45 degrees is what I want. Wait, this isn't even right. How did that... Fuck's sake. There we go. That seems clean enough. Wow, is this going to line up perfectly? Huh. I'll take that. Don't love this, but let's see. Maybe... trying to line this up nicely. Huh. That could work. It will clip into this, but that's maybe okay. Actually, you know what? Let's try. There we go. I think this will do okay. Yeah, this will be fine. These should actually be like these. Are those supposed to be 90? Those are supposed to be 2. Oh my gosh, what? That can't be right. I've done these backwards. I guess it doesn't really matter. No one's going to notice, and they might be identical anyway. Oh wait, yeah, let's put these on all the corners that I want. Bork, 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 bork. Oh, dogs. Let's cheat and copy these. Dog conversation. Almost always just, why did you leave me forever? I have no concept of time. It's been days since you were gone. It was 10 minutes. I hope the KOTOR remake comes through. But... oh well. It's almost too bad video games became such a powerful industry, because then they got over... well, they became less customer friendly. Although there was always shitty stuff in the industry, I'd kind of argue it did become less customer friendly over time. Are you one of the people who hope away from the tabletop dice system? If your answer is yes, you're gonna have some issues. What heresy? Look, I'm not, but I'm also not really totally against it either. I'm a little neutral on that front. I hope it doesn't move. I wouldn't mind if it moved away from it, but I wouldn't want it to move completely away from it either. I'd want it to at least be incorporated at the very least. Long pause. I haven't really put much thought into that, but believe it or not. Like, I kind of just want the story to be there. I want it to be more accessible. I will say that. I don't know if that means changing the gameplay or just a revamp of mechanics or better tutorials or something, but I just want it to be accessible for more people. I don't actually want the gameplay to change, but I'm open to it. Though I'd want it to at least resemble the original game, at the very least. I don't want it to be a completely different game. I do wonder what they'll do. Honestly, I'm afraid they're just going to leave it in the trash. But I don't know, maybe they'll realize that, like, Um, I don't know. I feel like the Old Republic era is getting sort of the Clone Wars extension where Disney's realizing, oh wait, people actually like this. I guess we should keep selling it. So it won't be the same as the like movie niche or whatever, TV niche for people who want a copy of the MCU. But I feel like hopefully the realization that it makes money in the video game setting will do it good in the long run. And maybe they'll just keep it as like an ambiguous sort of both timelines thing. Since Tor is kind of the only setting that's like still Legends EU, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, all right. Man, I used to think the Dantooine theme was like the greatest thing ever. Oh crap! Okay, I hit control by accident. I mean, I'm the same way, but like, I feel like they won't do that, but they'll also like, but it does fit obviously Legends way better, but at the same time, they'll just be like, oh, it's both, whatever, we don't care. I mean, since when does Disney do lore? They don't. Like, if you look at like older Disney stuff, there's no emphasis on lore at all. And I don't think there was ever going to be until they realized they needed it. Come on. I don't know how this worked out perfectly so far. So I'm happy. Ooh, it might look a little goofy on the corners though. I might have fucked myself. We'll find out in a second. We'll be right back. All right. Now we save and pray. I don't know if you can hear it, but my brother's husky is whining rather insistently. Stable. Stars having obtuse complex background is a staple for so long. I think people demanded it. Disney can't seem to deliver. I'm going to do this and hope that these don't clip too much or that people won't notice them. Okay. I need to figure out where all those flags are someday. still mourn the death of Rogue Squadron movie? I do not, because it was not going to be anything to do with Rogue Squadron. It was just going to be a random new movie that happened to be called Rogue Squadron. So it would have been Tales of the Jedi. So I am actually extremely relieved that it died. I was terrified of that movie, making every time I searched for something with Rogue Squadron becoming a nightmare. Are you familiar with the Tales of the Jedi cartoon and like how it's got the exact same name and font as the Tales of the Jedi comic, but has absolutely nothing to do with Tales of the Jedi? Because I am 90% sure it was going to be like that. So I was actively rooting for its death, if I'm being real. Because you were not going to get anything having anything to do with Rogue Squadron. You were just going to get completely new characters from not the movies, probably not even Wedge. And it would have been called Rogue Squadron. So honestly, I'm extremely relieved that that died. Yeah. I mean, look at what happened to Tales of the Jedi. People were like, "Oh my gosh, they're doing Tales of the Jedi. It's even got the font of Tales of the Jedi. They're totally doing a Tales of the Jedi story." And it's like, "No, this is just Clone Wars Part 2." I mean, sure, you can do a movie like that, but don't call it Rogue Squadron. Ugh, I have to do math. That seems good. Yeah, that works. Rather well, actually. Huh. Nice. It's not perfectly smooth. I don't like that, but will people notice? Probably not. Bum, 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 bum. Means 52. That seems good enough. Oh wait, is it 6.25? What kind of soup did you get, Rayon? Anyway. And yeah, everything is kind of part Clone Wars. I saw that but forgot to reply. I think it's just they realized, oh, this is what sells. Let's just make more of it. Which, I mean, okay. Chicken noodle, that's not bad. the wrong one. Okay. 6.25. Oh, I hate doing this math. 7.5? Might be. It's lined up, so it must be. Alright. Nice. Fuck off. Ugh. Sometimes these controls. There we go. That's not quite perfect, but you know, it's close enough, I think. Can I fit 2 of these now? I hope so. Oh, right. 2960. Or is it 2980? Oh, wait, it's just doesn't matter anyway. Or I'll just take this number and add 100 to it. Two 960. 480. Alright, well. Alright, I'll add 180 to it. Or 20 to it. There we go. This one is 180 and 270. Maybe I should have them face this way. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little better. Now I just need to wait. Let me delete all these. Oh crap! Is that not big enough? Well, maybe it is. How's that? Cuts over a little bit, but yeah. Oh well. Not noticeable here, but it will be here. I don't love that. Oh well. Oh shoot, I don't know what it was. Okay, 3300. All right. Paste this here. At least, these parts don't bite into it, so I can't be too mad. Does kind of bother me though. You know what? Fuck it. There. How's that? All that math, it was totally unnecessary. Oh well. Yeah, this does look better. I'll save that there. Alright, so no one can complain about not being able to see the bombardment or bombing run textures on this, and this now. Heck, I might put some small ones on these. Maybe. Just a small square there, perhaps. Actually, I could probably copy paste this right over onto it. Because I'd have to do the height thing. I could do a tiny one here too. Yeah, a tiny one here. I don't know if it'd be necessary or really add that much. Maybe I should find a different way for nah, it's whatever. Let's put all these -5. Have them sink into the sand. -3. Go ahead and save there. Okay. Now, yesterday I said I would try to do the mushrooms, so I'll do that next. And I think what I will do, select all of these, set them all to hostile, select all of these, set them all to hostile, and then I'll go to view, where is it? Faction, view faction. There we go. Remove hostile. Now these all just disappear. Then I select one of these, and I start placing them randomly. been so long since I read Tales of the Jedi. Yeah, I haven't gotten through it yet myself, but I keep meaning to. There's a lot of stuff I gotta read. People don't really seem to read these days as much. I think maybe it's partly the internet. I mean, like, read books, anyway. I had, like, a crazy armchair psychologist theory yesterday or the day before, where I was thinking that because people have that feedback loop of always be on social media, uh, and to always check their phones, I wonder if the reason people check their phones during movies is because movies have tension and stuff, and that nervousness leads to them wanting comfort, so they go to open their phone during the middle of a movie to relax during the tension of a tense scene in a movie. Definitely an armchair psychologist idea, but it might have some merit. Man, kids these days are so screwed up with social media. Which sounds like a boomer thing to say, but it's kind of true. Like, if you look at like how a lot of children are, because of like the prominence of how social media makes people feel, and like kids are growing up with it, that you get more kids that are depressed. And it's just really disturbing because the successful ones are designed to keep people engaged, which is never done morally. I don't know. Your parents use your phones more than you? What a nerd. Everyone point and laugh at the German boy. Isn't even cool. I have a very addictive personality, so I've become more aware of it. I think that's just getting older and more mature, but like I can definitely fall into a lot of traps that I think kids fall into. Or rather, I have fallen into a lot of traps. I eventually just stopped using Twitter because I realized it was like addicting, but I was never happy on it. New song about some Advance Wars. Let me clean this up while I'm here. What the fuck isn't this working? There we go. Save there. Oh, we're approaching the 2,000 object limit. Not limit, but point. Which means the saves are going to start getting longer. Oh, I should probably try to use these skeleton bones as well. Might as well. May as well? I don't know. Oh my gosh, I've made a pattern and didn't even mean to. The rib cage makes it look like it has a tiny head. Made a cute little non-playable canyon passage back here. Okay. What's annoying about this tool is that sometimes it double posts, but when it does that, it's not actually double posting, it's actually taking one from somewhere else and putting it there, which is totally bizarre, but that's why you sometimes see me doing edit undo quite a bit while using this tool. Because I don't know where it's stolen them from and I don't want them missing. Alright. Save. Actually, go ahead and select all of these. And we are over 2,000 objects now. Set them to hostile. View by faction. Okay. View by faction. I'm going to remove hostile. And I'm going to save right here and use the bathroom quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see. I'll put on something else. Let's see. How about some Spore music, I suppose? Mush Cap 1. Huh. I actually don't remember if this is what Spore actually sounds like. I played Spore Space so little compared to like the other stages. Oh, that's missing. Or no, it's not. Never mind. Oh, that's wild. I thought it was missing. I'm going to be placing a lot of these little ones. So you can see it moving. Kill you or WoW guy. If the next expansion is a world revamp like rumors are saying, what playable allies races would you want? Honestly, I've never, there are very few allied races or new races that have actually been like good. They've all just been ass pulls with like only a few exceptions. But I want Broken Draenei. Honestly, probably just Broken Draenei. Oh, and Tonka, I suppose. Broken Draenei and Tonka, because both of those are technically part of the factions they're in, but have not been playable despite being around for over 10 years each. Then again, Tauren players are all furries, so I don't know. This is why I need another furry race. Especially one that is like kind of redundant. But like I used to RP as a Tonka occasionally, but like I never met another Tonka that was like trying to be lore abiding. They were pretty much all just like people who wanted to be furry Tauren, but then also wanted to like, I don't know, either be special and gave them like some completely weird lore, or they'd, I don't know, be based on some movie or something boring like that. And it was just like nobody actually wanted to be a Tonka for the sake of being like the Tonka from World of Warcraft. Which is actually why I think I have some, like, not I guess animosity towards furry RPers, is because I've basically never met one that was like actually, well, I've met some, but I've met there are proportionally very few that are actually interested in the lore of the race they roleplay as. It's pretty much always they're playing it because it's closest to their fursona, and they don't really care what the lore is. Which is why you get a lot of Tauren tribes that are quote-unquote not part of the Horde, so that they can like roleplay ERP with Worgen. I'd kill to have 4 scrolls. I can see that. I could stomach more than Worgen, or forgive me for saying this, of Volpera, the forbidden race. I've had personal issues with the furries in the past time by saying, okay, so furries are complicated because like on one hand they get bullied more than they deserve, but on the other hand sometimes they're just awful. Like when you try to give them the benefit of the doubt, it's often disappointing. I wouldn't say a lot of them deserve the bullying. I've just had a lot of experiences where I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and then just be let down. But also, like, I really wanted roleplay that was, like, horde and lore focused, so it never sat right with me that so many were, like, I live by the judge, but let's not be judged, but furries are. Okay, that's a little mean, but it just really kind of turned me off to slowly realize that a lot of the Tauren tribe role players were like not at all interested in lore, but they were just there to, or didn't really have any interest in either Native Americans or indigenous tribes of any kind, and they didn't have any interest in the Warcraft lore either, but they were interested in just being a furry, and most of the time they were just like imported characters from other settings, which is my least favorite kind of roleplay character, by the way. When someone's character is just an import from another setting. That's probably my biggest pet peeve for roleplay. We're talking about furries and roleplay, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I've never met a character that was like meant to be something from another setting or an imported character that was actually handled well unless they completely changed the character after a while for the new setting. I feel like some people probably do. I have known people that enjoy role playing as Grim Totem because I think they got that little dark edginess going for them, which does make them a little more appealing for the roleplay than Tauren. But Tauren also have the issue of not just attracting furries, but like also kind of being boring in how they're presented most of the time. So players have trouble latching onto that in the first place. So it's not entirely like the furries' fault. It's also just that the lore hasn't been super gripping half the time. Edge cows. Whereas I think some of the edgier ones like Forest Trolls, Grim Totem, etc. do. Which is probably why, despite the fact that Darkspear don't have boring lore, people do latch on to playing non-Darkspear trolls a lot. But I think to some extent people always just want to be something that isn't playable. They always want to stand out. My thing was always finding like really obscure lore and drawing on it. Like I played a Worgen at one point, but they were a Brashtide Worgen, which is like a super obscure reference to these non-Gilneans who crashed in Gilneas, then got stranded there, then got turned into Worgen, and then went back to being pirates after the whole Gilneas thing. The Dino Druids were pretty cool, not gonna lie. I'm sorry. This became a WoW topic, Dragon. I'm sorry. Nah, it's fine. How good versus fucked up is this gonna look? That's not what I expect coming here. Well, you know, WoW's map editor is not that dissimilar from this one, so there's that. And I also played WoW for 10 years, so I have opinions. I think playing WoW and realizing that they were very similar editors is partly what got me back into the map editing here. Rayon, be quiet. Funnily enough, Hearthstone was my introduction to WoW lore. Well, that's funny. I don't like the... Well, I I don't hate them, but I don't like the Colterians because they actually don't have a lore for being big. Like you can put stuff together, but there is not officially lore. There's just headcanon, and the actual lore hasn't been. Well, it's been stated, but not like officially as a lore. And you kind of just piece it together. So there's two different explanations for Colterians, and neither are official, but one is probably more feasible. And one is that Ian has a Costas' explanation, and Ian is not a lore person, so anything he says about lore should be ignored. Which is, well, these Colterians were monster hunters, so they got big fighting monsters. Which, of course, that's how biology works. You fight monsters, you become big. I mean, that's just science. And the other is that the Drustvar were not explicitly stated in the game to be the giant people in Northrend. I forget what they're called, but it was confirmed out like in an interview. No, they are not Colterians. It's the giant people in Northrend. The Vikings. I forget what they're called. But the Drustvar were confirmed to be Viking people or whatever. And they warred with the Viking giants, yeah. They were confirmed to be them in an interview. It's never confirmed in game, but it is confirmed in an interview. And that combined with some of Talia's comments about how the mightiest warriors come from the Drustvar zone. Vrykul, thank you. I knew it was V something. I was almost saying Kavaldir, but I knew that was wrong. Saying that the mightiest warriors come from Drustvar, and so you can kind of put together, and we know that not all of the Drust became evil or whatever, so you can kind of piece together that what happened is the ones that were evil were wiped out, banished, whatever you want to call it. But the ones that were not evil eventually just started intermarrying with and breeding with the normal Colterian humans, which resulted in a portion of the Colterian population becoming half-giants, basically. Which is why Colterians are big. And that's never explained anywhere in game. At all. But it's the best explanation we have. However, the more I think more commonly known explanation is Ian's, well, they were monster hunters, and monster hunters just naturally get big. Never trust Ian on anything he does with lore. See, it's fair to assume that, but like there is enough evidence to say, okay, that's almost certainly the case, that it's because they intermarried with the Drust descendants that weren't evil. Because the Drust descendants that weren't evil, the ones that didn't become super druids that live forever or whatever, they just kind of mysteriously disappeared, but they also weren't wiped out, so it stands to reason that they just intermarried and became part of the Colterian population. Because they were neither genocided nor did they leave or anything. Nor are they around anymore, other than the weird druid guys that live forever. Or whatever they are, I don't know. The ones that became spirit things. But so basically a sizable portion of Vrykul disappeared without genocide. And it's like, oh, well, they just intermarried. And that's why some Colterians are just massive. Also, it is kind of ridiculous making them that big, because, like, some of them are literally twice the height of the WoW human model. It's kind of ridiculous. It also is kind of weird because like, I'm sorry, Drag. One more thing, it is kind of ridiculous because like, uh, the big humans were traditionally the Stromguard humans, but that meant they were like 6'8" at most, or 7 foot at most. They were really tall, but like real human heights. So having that suddenly taken away from them was kind of shitty. Kind of shitty erasure of their culture. And it's funny how up until BFA, that was just kind of the lore. Like you can still find examples of of part Stromguard or Stromguard pureblood humans that were just abnormally large, but it wasn't explained. It was just sort of a fact that they were abnormally large. But yeah. What do you think of the CIS Empire from CIS? Wait, what's ORS? I'd like Stromguard humans. I know a lot of people who would. They used to be very popular for roleplay. Outer Rim Sieges. I'm actually not sure what that is. I mean, I know what it's a GC, but I'm a little confused as to what the CIS Empire is. Oh man, how much more do I have to do? Okay. Oof, quite a lot actually. I lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? Oh, here it is. Apparently CIS can win. I know. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I kind of would have preferred Dooku becoming the leader because, like, I like the idea that it doesn't go according to plan, and then Dooku betrays Sidious before Sidious can betray Dooku unexpectedly. I don't know. That would have been my preference, is to keep Dooku in charge. Then you get a Dark Jedi Empire rather than a Sith Empire. Actually, I would have preferred you get a choice of which one you side with. That would have been kind of neat. Maybe. I don't want to bring it up right now because I know there was like some person that was like arguing like super fiercely and unnecessarily that Dooku should be the leader and Palpatine shouldn't. So I don't want to like set off the knee-jerk reaction to no for that. Even if I kind of do agree with them. Well, their general point, maybe not their arguments. From what I remember, they were saying some really weird stuff. Probably would have plenty of time to prepare the situation if you start from winning Durgis Lance. I've been meaning to finish my Story GC playthrough. The frick. Oh my gosh, 3,000 objects. I bet 1,000 are just these stupid little things. But the good news is after this, it is going to be mostly just the mushrooms and putting the grass on top of these, but also making a city, which I think will probably be less than 1,000. Got the Malevolence past Sturgis Lance. Nice. I suppose I can always purge some of these later, but the mushrooms are probably going to take a while, depending on how I do them. I love that Sidious kind of tells you to chill a bit after winning Sturgis Lance. He's like, you gotta let me set up the situation in the Republic. You are winning too hard. Anyways, been having fun talking about Star Wars discussion channel. Oh, in the Star Wars channel. In the Star Wars channel. Okay, yeah. Ah. How much more do I have? Okay, I should get these little tunnels. Soon, at least. What's it called? Alright, soon I should be done with these caps. Mushroom caps, lily pads, whatever they are. Then I can just move on to placing mushrooms. And that'll probably take a while, honestly. Possibly longer, but once it's done, honestly, it'll just come down to decorating the tops of these and texturing. Most cursed part about the whole thing is imagining guys like Tarkin actually being heroes, because they are the last remnants of the Republic military. Oof. That's good, though. I read the Tarkin novel on audiobook recently. I actually did enjoy it quite a bit. Oh boy. $3,336 objects. Let's go ahead and turn on the hostile faction again. View by faction, hostile. Let's go ahead and set these all to neutral. Oh, hang on. Oh, oops. What the hell? Oh. Oops. Set those all to -3. Set them to neutral. Would Empress Teta make for a good imperial capital? You guys read the article that said Tarkin is gay? I kind of doubt Tarkin is gay, but I don't know. It would be... Well, there's Dala, so... It's also a little tone deaf to make, like, the representation of Nazi fascism analog gay. I don't know. So I'll find the 2s now. I want to set them at -2 maybe? That's just me. Empress Tita apparently stayed out of the Clone Wars completely. Like, neither side petitioned for them to join, and they just kind of stayed out of the conflict. It's kind of strange, but there you go. Let's see. View by faction. Remove hostile again. No, they're still all here. Good. Perfect. Let's see how this looks. You know, I think I'll get rid of these, but I might put these around. Is a CI spin for all the public? Is it really? I was told it stayed neutral through the whole war, but I don't know. Could be like Balmora where it changed sides at one point. There was no fighting on or around it, really. What is this? I hate when I use this tool because I can't see anything. Oh, it's in a dip. That's why. There we go. Maybe instead of mushrooms around the sides, I should put them just scattered throughout the middle. And then I can put the tall ones up top. That might work. You know, I think I'm just gonna be crazy and delete them all for now. And then place them all with more of a pattern in mind. Save. The mining guild literally says, "Lol, we are CIS now, and because they are the chief industry, it just worked that way." All right. So let's start by just placing these. I don't want to overdo them like I did the rest of these because there's going to be a lot of these different sizes of these that I can use in a lot of places. So stop it. Stop double posting. I want to place them kind of sparingly. Thank you, autosave. How very well developed was it? It was very developed, yeah. It was not quite Coruscant, but it was up there. It kept a lot of its nature stuff, but it was still very developed. It's one of those possibly a rival to Coruscant kind of planets, but I think they were more individualistic than actually antagonistic about it, like Alcicon or maybe Metellus. I guess Metellus wasn't really antagonistic, it was just more like struggling. I guess arguably Coruscant was more antagonistic to Metellus than vice versa. Empress Teta is another planet I want to do. But I want to do a lot of cities. Probably going to have to do the same hostile trick. Well, maybe not. I just don't want to miss out on some areas, but then again, I don't want them to overlap either. Let's save. I don't know about the timeline of like the KOTOR, but in the times prior to that, yes, very. It was big part of it was a big part of Tales of the Jedi. I think that's where the Krath are from. Maybe. Around the ancient time frame. Yeah, that works. That works as a phrasing, I guess. I think Revan's Revenge is going to be, well, at least initially, it's going to be more of the post-importance of Empress Teta. She doesn't, like, decline or anything, it just moves out of the way of the stories. It doesn't really have a, like, economic failure, it just becomes less story relevant as time goes on. I do think I like this, the way this looks so far. Rayan, have you read Tales of the Jedi? I've only gotten through part of it. But getting through comics is never like a thing I do much of to begin with. Parts of it years ago online, yeah. Yeah, me too. I mean, I've read bits and pieces of it, but it's very scattered knowledge. Comics are kind of hard for me to get into, yeah. Same. Ah, stop it, stop it. I might need to put some kind of a thing around these sides, but I don't know what. Wonder what I should call this sand mushroom. I don't know. I don't really want to use the word desert because we use those for indicating what type it is, and it will include that in the title anyway. But so it's Sidious used Anakin to murder off Dooku and the ruling council, right? I think that's how it works in the mod anyway. Something like that. I really should do another playthrough of Fall of the Republic. Maybe a public version. See how I feel about it. Re-downloading it now. The Fall of the Republic? Or Tales of the Jedi? Oh, see, I aspired. I need one here. Either here or here. Let's try this. Look at all that. Oh, I guess I should get some back here for posterity. Ah, do not double post. Okay. I'm going to double click this. And I'm going to set them all to -1 so that they are touching. I'm going to set them all to -1.5 so that they are all dipped into the sand and not hovering above it. See what I mean? minus 1.5. Sammed. Now I'm going to select this and I'm going to go with B, the size up. I'm going to start putting down these. I'll start in this corner. And I need to remember to be sparingly with these again. Not just because there's something like 4 more sizes to go through, but because these are bigger, so they will clip a little bit more. Oh, come on, autosave. Put some right next to each other. That'd be cute. There we go. Dragon Magic. Have you played KOTOR? There we go. Still not sure if I want to use this little bush. It might make a nice little addition here and there. We'll see. Let's put it to the side a bit. There we go. And one here. There we go. No? Well. That's too bad. All right. Might have fallen a bit behind there. That's okay. One trick for catching up is if you like are watching live and you fall behind on YouTube, is to set the speed at like 1.5. That usually catches you up pretty quick. Or 2.0 as the speed. That can usually catch up moderately well. Since if you try click and drag, it can cause all kinds of nonsense. The UI can be frustrating at times. I said I have 4 more types of mushrooms, but you know, I think I'll just put 2 more here and use the other last 2 types just on the top, because they're very tall mushrooms only, so they would peek through the rocks and stuff, which would be useful. This is a line that shouldn't be there. There we go. Alright. Kind of an empty space here. Planting mushrooms everywhere. I got some big ones over here already. That's good. Let's go to nature, then back to objects, and fix these lily pads. These as well. You know what? This dip is too much. I don't like it. Let's go ahead and fix that right here. Don't need it messing up all my nice lily pads like that. So Grievous went on an absolute rampage during Dirge's Lance. I'm actually not super versed in Dirge's Lance. My Clone Wars knowledge is not all there compared to others, I'm afraid. But I know Grievous went on a rampage in a lot of places. And a lot of times. He was quite brutal. Grievous absolutely qualifies for the risk state. He does. Honestly. It is kind of weird he doesn't have it. Do directly cause billions of deaths. Like, Humberine was an not quite Coruscant level planet, and then it became Mustafar after Grievous was done with it. It's not very nice. Well, it didn't become actually Mustafar, but it became basically like Mustafar, just covered in molten slag everywhere. He was kind of a monster. Perhaps even a unique trait, honestly. I don't know. I think Ruthless is good enough. Well, the Cleash aren't known for their mercy. You know, I'm not sure that Grievous's people even started that war with the Spider people or whatever. Which is kind of why he got so mad about it, because, like, if I remember correctly, it wasn't even his fault. Initially, he just kind of saved his people from a war of aggression. But then went on the offensive, and the Republic like, oh, hold on now. Now it's wrong. And he's like, oh, fuck you. If I'm remembering correctly. It would have been nice to see that in the Clone Wars. When they had the episode where they visited Grievous's sanctuary, I was like, oh, cool, are they going to do stuff with the Kaleesh history and the Spider people? And it's like, no, not really. There's like vague hints at it, but that's it. He's like, oh, what do all these tapestries mean? Oh, well. It's just like, oh. That's it? Or if Grievous gets an electric boogaloo. I don't know. I don't know about that. Is there anywhere I've missed? There's hardly any small ones here. Quickly put one here. Minus 1.5. Right now the big ones. Minus 1.5. Yeah. I think the play next time, if we wrap up here, which we might, I think the play for next time is to put the other kind of mushrooms, these ones, which are very similar, but they don't have the tall caps in the middle, and then take these big ones and put them all over the middle of these things. Maybe. We'll see. That's one possibility. But I think I am going to love you and leave you, everyone. Let me put one more here. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Go ahead and save. I'd call this a pretty good amount of progress for a day. Good night to Rayon. Probably just good day to everyone else. Thanks for watching, and good night. Goodbye.